Let's see if we can get like a little summation on what happened with A$AP Rocky.
Do some stuff. I have.
Oh, look at good old Megan Cuniff, right? All right, so here's the latest update on what's going on with A$AP Rocky's trial. So they finally did select a jury. We all know that A$AP Rocky has turned down a plea deal that would have given him 180 days in jail. It was going to be like a 7-year suspended sentence. Obviously, if you don't know, the crime is that he was accused of shooting a former friend of his named A$AP Relly. A$AP Relly survived, cooperated with the police clearly, and now the police are seeking to put A$AP Rocky in jail. Now, they have a few things on their side, which includes surveillance video, multiple angles of surveillance video, none of them that's definitive and clear, but ones that show and depict A$AP Rocky with a gun in his hand, like, for example, this one right here, shows a scuffle, and this is A$AP. Obviously, this is Relly here. Then we later see somebody try to break it up. We're going to see this kind of get flipped around. And it looks like after the dude yoked up A$AP, and looked like A$AP allegedly pulled out something that looks like a gun, which you can a whole trial. Are you down to really vote saying either guilty or not guilty based on thinking this guy carries around a prop gun? Even if it's a prop gun, it was meant to intimidate. And there were supposedly injuries. Regardless of that, that's the current situation. Rocky does have people on his side, and one thing also I think he also has on his side, it appears that the media and also even the judge seems a little bit smitten by Rocky. They're complimenting his looks. They're saying he looks, his mom looks cute. They're saying things that we don't normally hear from the people who are alleged perpetrators. Like when nobody told Tory Lanez he looked good, or that his dad looked good. They just told that nigga to go to jail, right? But obviously Rocky, you know, we all know he's his baby mama is Rihanna, and we also do know that he has a very likable presence, right? So anyway, yo, you know I do got a question about Rihanna. I would love to see Rihanna's music contracts. Let me tell you this. What I've realized in life, anytime rappers or musicians don't put out music, it's never because they're like they don't want to. Their contract sucks. Kendrick didn't drop music because he's like was on a pro-black hiatus, you know what I mean, or sabbatical. No, he was getting out of his deal with, and everybody knows this, he was getting out of his deal with TDE and establishing PG Lang, and that's one of the main reasons why his music took that long. It's not because he was cooking up. Now, that seems boring to tell the fans, so they're going to be like, oh, no, it's quality. No. Because if you listen to, respectfully, if you listen to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, it don't sound like some shit that took 5 years to create, okay? It didn't. You know what I mean? It's because he was going through label issues. Rihanna's very obvious choice to not even try to go back to music with this much of anticipation, and she keeps pumping out lingerie and Fenty Beauty, whatever that is, and like, oh, here's a perfume. She'll drop anything but music. I gotta see her music contract, because this is baffling me. Trust me, there's nobody who just walks away from music. It's always the contract. I'm telling you, it's always the contract. You get what I'm saying? That's the leverage that an artist has. But even then, you know, there's so much questions I have when it comes in regards to that, because usually an artist of her magnitude, you're going to bend a little bit to her will, because if she doesn't drop, you don't make money. Now, granted, she has an elaborate catalog, and if you look on Spotify, she's still one of the most. I think she has more monthly listeners than even Drake, without dropping music in like forever. It's kind of crazy. So I don't know how you play that. Yeah, she has 87 million monthly listeners. Drake right now has 73. You get what I'm saying? So she has more monthly listeners on Spotify. Now, that doesn't mean total streams, but just really monthly listeners is what it means, monthly listeners, than Drake. But still, like, if she drops a new album, it's gonna go diamond, right? So I would love to see what her contracts look like, or her current deal looks like, because, you know, and by the way, I know people are gonna be like, oh, no, she's billion. No, here's the thing about music. With music, no matter what she drops in music is gonna be either owned by somebody else, or shared in some type of equity deal. What she drops with this Savage Fenty stuff, she owns it all, right? So, I know a lot of people love Rihanna, but like she could never make the money that she's making now off music. No, I don't care how lit the music is. It's just not. It just won't even equate. You get what I'm saying?
Every time I watch Act, bro, this nigga Act put me on to some new information. This nigga said that Rihanna's money, the money she making from all her other shit, overpowers her music by miles.
Wow. I'm not surprised.
That's insane. She has 84. She has more monthly listeners than Drake. 84 million monthly listeners. Drake has 70 something. And her money is the reason why she's not dropping her music is not because she's holding her music, it's because her label. Like Act is just
Kanye's net worth was updated. Kanye West's net worth. Y'all see that? It was shocking net worth revealed. Okay. Says it's no secret that Kanye West has found tremendous success in both music and his various business endeavors, while the controversial personality still manages to raise eyebrows here and there with wild remarks and otherwise erratic behavior. He's managed to rake in quite a bit of cash over the years. It might even be more than one expects, okay, as according to Eaton Venture Services, so I guess that's the company that's now evaluating his net worth. He's back in a billionaire club, okay? The business evaluation company reports that Ye's net worth is worth a whopping $2.77 billion. Reportedly, this is based off his music portfolio as well as his sole ownership in the Yeezy brand. Now, this is going to be very misleading here because, what people keep thinking about net worth and that thing is like, even Forbes, I think it's impossible for them to get it right unless you feed them the information, right? Because when you say you're talking about his music portfolio, I don't know if anybody, remember when Kanye posted all his contracts online? I don't know if anybody read most of them. Kanye didn't own his music. That's why one of the biggest beef he was having. So when you think about College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Fantasy, Kanye doesn't own those projects at all, right? Those projects and their classic albums, his first 5 classics, he doesn't own. So they continue to do well because of the brand and the name of Yeezy, but primarily it's being paid in royalties to Def Jam. Kanye isn't getting that. You get what I'm saying? His subsequent and later work, he started to have, some more negotiation power, beat him to get a little bit more. And obviously when it comes to Vultures 1 and 2, he does own those projects, but those are very newer releases. He doesn't have that much of an independent catalog. So when you say his music portfolio is worth that, because remember we're talking about net worth, and I hope I'm not going too fast. I know you guys are very smart, so you'll catch up. Here's the thing. Like, if I was, like, if, in reality, I guess I'm telling people business here. Well, let me tell business that y'all know. So Future sold, like, think about this, right? So Future, rappers sold their masters. Okay, Wayne, right? He sold the entire Young Money catalog, including his masters that he owned, which does include some of the Cash Money stuff that he doesn't own, right? Now, here's the thing. He sold it for $100 million, right? Now, granted, this was Young Money, right? And it's I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, for example, Drake and Nicki Minaj was dropping on Young Money, right? Their contracts, how it was set up, is that their masters, at least partially, was going to be owned by Young Money Entertainment, right? Once those masters are owned by them, and usually what was put in those deals is that, this goes back to, if you wonder why niggas like Diddy are so rich, is that when they used to sign artists, they knew that the long game to become just really wealthy in the game is to have these assets that would just generate passive amount of income year after year, or maybe somebody come license a movie. So they would be like, yo, here's $100,000. Fuck publishing. Just give me the publishing. That's why, like, a nigga like Diddy got that bread, right? Like, give me your publishing. So now in perpetuity, which means forever, the publishing from your music, I make all that money. So when you hear like someone like Wayne or anyone else, or like say Future sold, like, well, Future sold publishing. But what I'm trying to say is that when we think about masters, think about it like a pie. When you first get in the game, the label usually says the whole pie of your masters we own. Your first 3 albums, we own all of them. Okay? after you're about to get to that first negotiation, because now you're lit, right? And they usually throw you on they basically give you on a smoke screen. They said, don't worry about the masters. Yo, sign this publishing deal over there. And that rapper's usually like, what? Oh my God. Like, for example, say 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine goes and signs a deal, a publishing deal, or say Trippie Redd. They sign a multi-million-dollar publishing deal, which that publishing deal is just leveraging the fact that he has successful songs, but they get millions of dollars in hand. So they forget about their masters. However, later on, when you see somebody like Irv Gotti when he sells the masters, right? He sold the masters for all those motherfuckers. You know, that's why when Ashanti was like, nah, give us back the masters. Niggas like, no? The hell? Nigga, I robbed y'all when y'all came in the game for a reason. I'm not giving y'all this shit back for free. So, again, you get to realize this is the ultimate thing. Like, for example, I'll give you this as well. QC sells 300 million. Oh my God, I can't type. So Quality Control sold for 300 million, right? Okay, let me get to an article. What do you think they purchased for 300 million? You think the brand or the name QC is what it is? No, you're purchasing the catalog. So when Lil Baby gets signed, when Yachty gets signed, the Migos get signed. Now, I don't know how completely P and Coach K has done their business, but yeah, again, it's a pie. Usually when we're taking a chance on you, we own the majority of your masters. And then it kind of dwindles down over time. You get what I'm saying? So, okay. I think you guys get it. We don't have to keep doing music shit. So anyway, I guess I was talking about Kanye's net worth. So when they say Kanye's music catalog, Kanye's music catalog, I don't think is worth billions of dollars. Now, it is worth billions of dollars, but I don't think he owns the lion's share of it, which would make him worth billions of dollars. He owns the Vultures series and maybe owns certain percentages of his latter works, right? Like maybe the Life of Pablo and so forth. But the 4 or 5 main projects when he first got in the game, those are not owned by him. And that's what would probably make the billion-dollar valuation. So this company's saying that, them saying that his music portfolio has made him a billionaire, I'm skeptical of that, right? Now, maybe Kanye sent them documents that they have verified, but I'm skeptical of that, okay? It says the updated figures arrive a couple years after Forbes reported he was no longer a billionaire after Adidas cut ties with him due to his anti-Semitic marks. He says, I could say anti-Semitic shit, and Adidas can't drop me. Subsequently, he got dropped. It was quickly proven otherwise. All right, cool. So $2.7 billion, that's what's being reported. And that's the thing about the net worth thing. It's like you have some of these financial companies, they'll just put out a number. If it's favorable to the rapper will embrace it, retweet it, or at least acknowledge it. And now we're looking towards this financial company for their evaluations or other financial things for other rappers, right? That's how Forbes really made their name, not necessarily for rappers, but getting in everybody's business, even though nobody was sending them W-2s, right? Or not W-2s, but tax documents, right? So they updated today. They said the real-time net worth as of today, which is 123. They said, nah, he's worth 400 million. It says, okay, Kanye and it says Forbes had value his deal at 1.5 million. Without it, his fortune has dropped to 400 million. His current fortune includes cash, real estate, the value of his music catalog, and a 5% stake in his ex-wife shapewear brand Skims, which, by the way, I don't know how they got that information that he owns 5%, but yeah, I don't know if he's a billionaire at this moment. But Kanye, with the brand power that he has, it could be one investment away from being worth multi-billion dollars because he still has one of the biggest brands in the world, right? It is what it is.